The Thousand-Year Tree. We have heard many stories in our lives, a story of a lion, a story of a fish, and even the story of a human. But this is the story of a tree. No, yes, this one, a thousand-year-old tree. One day, a bird, no, wait, don't get confused. This is not the story of the bird. This is about the tree. But it all started with the bird, carrying a single seed in its beak as it traveled from one place to another. As the bird soared over a vast and dense forest, something unexpected happened. The seed slipped from its beak and tumbled through the air, disappearing into the thick canopy below. The forest was impenetrable, so dense that even sunlight struggled to reach the ground. But fate had decided that the seed would enter this wilderness. It landed on the cold, damp earth, but it had no soil to cover it, no water to nourish it. Days passed, and the seed lay there, dying. The towering trees around it mocked its misfortune. "It is your bad luck to have come here," they sneered. The seed, feeling lost and helpless, tried to remember where it had come from, but no memories surfaced. It simply lay still, waiting for an end. But fate had a different plan. One day the sky darkened and the heavens roared. A mighty storm unleashed a torrential downpour. The ground trembled as the winds howled. A colossal tree nearby, one that had stood for centuries, crashed to the earth, uprooted by the storm. And yet, even as chaos raged around it, the little seed remained. As the storm passed, an animal unknowingly stepped on the seed. The softened, rain-soaked soil yielded beneath its weight, and the seed was pressed into the earth. With the fallen tree gone, sunlight finally touched the forest floor, warming the seed. And so, after waiting in darkness, the seed sprouted. Slowly, it began its journey, from a tiny shoot to a towering tree. Its roots dug deep, its branches spread wide, and soon it stood as tall as the greatest trees in the forest. But its journey did not end there. It had only just begun. Disaster struck. A monstrous storm, fiercer than any before, tore through the forest. Trees fell like blades of grass beneath a scythe. Animals ran for their lives, the once great forest becoming a battlefield of nature's wrath. In the chaos, the king of the jungle, the lion, roared, "Run to the great tree, it will shelter us." One by one, the animals hurried beneath the mighty tree's canopy, finding refuge from the storm. The wind howled, the rain lashed, but the tree stood tall, shielding them all. For 3 days and nights, the storm raged, but beneath the tree's vast branches, all were safe. When the sun finally rose, the animals rejoiced. They had survived, thanks to the great tree. Generations passed, and the legend of the tree was told from parent to child, animal to animal. The tree became a home to thousands, a guardian of the wild. Time and time again, nature tested it with floods, storms, and fires, but the tree endured, protecting the lives beneath its shade. Until one day the greatest threat arrived, not from nature, but from humans. They came slowly at first, cutting trees here and there, building roads and settlements. Then they came with axes and saws, taking more and more, claiming the land for themselves. And when they decided to cut down the biggest tree, they came in full force. The tree resisted. Its roots clung to the earth. Its trunk stood unyielding. But the humans were relentless. The tree, once a mighty guardian, began to weaken. It realized that its time had come. As it swayed, ready to fall, it thought back to the beginning of its journey. It remembered the bird that had carried its seed, and then it saw them, birds, just like before, picking up its own seeds, carrying them away to new lands. The tree smiled in its own way, just as its mother had done before it. It had lived, it had protected, and now it would return to the earth. But its journey would not end here. Somewhere, in another forest, its seeds would take root, and the cycle would begin again. And so the great tree fell, not in sorrow, but in peace, knowing that its story would live on. If you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and visit again.